I had a heart-stopping revelation about what my mom allowed my brother to slip by. As I nestled into the soft embrace of the couch, the vivid hues of the cartoon danced on the screen, enveloping me in a bittersweet warmth that felt almost wrong, yet so right. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and my mother, Elle, entered the room, her presence thickening the air with an unspoken tension that felt almost electric. Her arrival was electric, shifting the air around us and drawing every gaze in an instant. "Ivy, you need to stop watching TV like a child," she said, her voice tinged with irritation. Yet beneath it lay a whisper of something more profound that I struggled to understand. The time has arrived to face the weight of growing up, a bittersweet journey filled with longing and unspoken desires. Before I could speak, her hand reached for mine, a touch that ignited a spark within me, leaving me breathless and confused. The room flickered with uneasy shadows, wrapping us in a tension we couldn't name, each movement charged with unspoken longing. These shows served as my secret haven, a place where tensions dissipated instantaneously and happiness was perpetually within reach. As I nestled into my favorite corner of the couch, wrapped in a soft blanket, my eyes danced between the flickering screen and the tangled web of school, friends, and the weight of unspoken feelings that pulled at my heart. The moment lingered, charged with an unspoken tension, as if the world held its breath, waiting for the inevitable spark. Their hearts raced, each step she took sending a shiver down his spine, a sweet chaos enveloping them both. Lena's approach was a daring whisper, a magnetic pull that set hearts racing in the shadows. Her presence was overwhelming, demanding every ounce of my attention. I looked up, my heart racing as I prepared for her usual storm of judgments about my choices or the relentless reminders of the homework and chores that hung over me like an ominous shadow. Yet this time, her expression carried a weight that felt undeniably different, fierce, and charged with an unyielding desire. She hovered in the darkness, her figure a haunting contrast to the warm light seeping from the corridor. Her face was a canvas of fierce determination, laced with a fleeting emotion that pulled at my heartstrings. "Ivy," she whispered, her voice cutting through the laughter that danced from the TV, a secret longing hidden beneath the surface. "It's time to shed the innocence of youth and step into a world where desires linger just out of reach." Her words pierced through me, a chilling shock that pulled me from the safety of my hidden world. I opened my mouth to argue, to defend my way of unwinding, but the words caught in my throat as she stepped closer. The air charged with an unspoken longing. The air crackled between us, heavy with a longing that felt both exhilarating and dangerous. She had always been the enforcer, reminding me of my duties with every glance. But this feeling was different, intensely electric and dangerously sweet. Her voice held a captivating intensity, a magnetic pull that stirred something deep within, hinting at a connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. "You need to step up," she said, her voice a mix of gentle persuasion and unwavering resolve. A shiver coursed through me, a thrilling realization that this conversation was crossing into dangerous territory. My heart raced, not from the fear of what was to come, but from a thrilling sense of longing, a quiet promise that everything was about to change. In an instant, her hand brushed against mine, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. It was a touch that carried weight, a connection that felt forbidden, igniting a spark of longing that hung between them. She rested a firm hand on my shoulder, grounding me with a seriousness I hadn't felt before that left me breathless. A breath hitched in my throat, a mix of shock and confusion tightening around my heart as I fought to make sense of the turmoil swirling around us. "Mom, what are you doing right now?" My words faltered, each one laced with a mix of longing and fear. As uncertainty wrapped around my heart, her fingers brushed against him, tracing a path that sparked both thrill and a hint of peril. Her fingers intertwined with mine, a gentle reminder of the past, grounding me in a moment that felt both familiar and dangerously close. But this time, it wasn't the fear of scraped knees that gripped her heart. It was the aching distance between who I was and who she longed for me to become. A quiet claim that lingered in the air. The walls seemed to close in, the cheerful chatter of the TV morphing into a haunting echo, a stark reminder of the unspoken tension that wrapped around us like a forbidden secret. Her touch stirred something inside me that felt both exhilarating and wrong. It was a daring confession, a challenge to the boundaries we had always known. I felt a wave of emotions wash over me, a mixture of shock, curiosity, and a hint of something I'd always avoided. Her silent gestures conveyed a whisper of longing. Her hand moved towards my face, as if trying to help me focus through the storm of emotions inside me. The scent wrapped around her, an intoxicating mix of closeness and secret desire. The air felt heavy, a bittersweet reminder of changes I wasn't ready to accept. The scent enveloped him, intimate and undeniable, weaving a fragile connection to her very soul. In that instant, it seemed she was pulling me into a secret world of our connection, where the boundaries that once kept us apart were not just softened, but completely reshaped. My heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of emotions, as my thoughts struggled to follow the urgent beat of desire within me. The game was more than just a way to keep me from losing myself in the glow of the screen. It explored depths that were both intense and tantalizingly off limits. In that moment, my mother was not just facing my choices, she was courageously questioning the essence of our intended relationship. The air between us was electric, thick with unvoiced feelings and the burden of her choices that pulled me closer yet kept me at bay. I was caught in a whirlwind, torn between the instinct to escape this unexpected intimacy and a deep, thrilling curiosity about what might unfold next. The room was thick with silence, the flickering images on the TV fading into nothingness, as if the outside world had disappeared, leaving just this fragile moment hanging in the air. In that fleeting instant, the world faded away, leaving only her, me, and the tantalizing edge of what could be. I tried to pull away, but her touch sparked a whirlwind of confusion in my heart. "Mom, what are you doing right now?" I asked, my voice trembling with a mix of fear and uncertainty. She spoke in silence, her hand moving with a fierce resolve that ignited something deep within him. With a swift, electrifying movement, she touched my shoulder, urging me to breathe in the intoxicating fragrance of her skin. The air was heavy with a heady scent, a mix of her presence, close, secret, and completely enchanting. The sudden jolt of realization struck me, leaving my heart racing and my breath caught in my throat. As I tried to make sense of the whirlwind around me, I flinched, every nerve in me screaming as I tried to pull away from her caress. The gravity of what was happening closing in around us. My heart raced wildly, each beat a frantic reminder of the chaos swirling inside me, a mix of fear and a longing I dared not acknowledge. "Mom, please stop," I whispered, overwhelmed by confusion and fear. The words lingered, a desperate whisper, a haunting caution, a delicate line I struggled to maintain. But my plea faded into the stillness, swallowed by the weight of unspoken words. Her determination was fierce, pushing against my protests with an intensity that crackled in the air between us, a tension that felt both thrilling and wrong. Her hand lingered, warm against my skin, the intoxicating scent enveloping me, pulling me deeper into a world where we shouldn't belong. It was undeniably hers, wrapped in a scent that spoke of secret worlds, of an intimacy I had never allowed myself to dream of. A surge of turmoil gripped my heart, urging me to flee, to protect the fragile space I thought was safe from this daring breach of our unspoken rules. But Elena held her ground, her fingers gently yet insistently brushing against my cheek, urging me to breathe in the intoxicating scent of her skin. "Breathe it in, Ivy," she urged, her voice a soft, tantalizing whisper that brushed against my senses, tempting me to step beyond the lines of what was right and embrace the thrill of the unknown. Her voice held a hint, a soft murmur that could be longing, or perhaps it was just my mind weaving fantasies in the aftermath of this unexpected intimacy. The walls of the room seemed to close in, the air thick with a heady mix of desire and the unspoken thrill of our secret. I found myself trapped, tangled in the warmth of my mother's embrace, yet shaken by the unexpected glimpse of a hidden part of her I had never seen before. My heart raced in a whirlwind of feelings, torn between the mother who had always cared for me and this unexpected stranger who now dared to cross lines I never thought could be crossed. I struggled to resist, my heart aching as I turned away, a mirror of the chaos swirling inside me. My heart raced, every instinct urging me to flee, yet an undeniable pull kept me anchored, a yearning to explore this fleeting moment, to uncover the secrets that danced just out of reach in this tumultuous world. "This isn't right," I whispered, my voice shaking under the heavy burden of confusion and longing. Elena's response was a quiet tempest, her hand echoing my every move, her touch a jolt of electricity that ignited something forbidden between us. She was determined to break down my walls, longing to reveal a side of us that defied all rules, where boundaries faded away, leaving only the raw intensity of our connection. The fragrance wrapped around me, unlocking a secret chamber of my heart, awakening desires I had long kept buried. At first, it felt like a betrayal to all I held dear about love and family. But as it lingered, wrapping around me like a forbidden whisper, something shifted inside, a fragile change in my perception of everything around me. The scent wrapped around us, pulling us closer, binding us to this fleeting moment together. It whispered of the secret we shared, a tension that hung between us, creating an undeniable closeness that drew us together in a way that felt both thrilling and wrong. My battle reached beyond the tangible world. The conflict pitted desire against the boundaries of acceptable behavior. All the lessons of right and wrong, the sacred bonds of family were being tested. Yet beneath it all, a spark of longing began to awaken, yearning to be discovered. The scent wrapped around him, a delicate blend of her presence and the day's secrets, laced with an intoxicating hint of something wild that ignited both fear and longing. The scent enveloped me, igniting a hidden longing and a sudden spark of desire. It awakened a longing within me, a delicate balance of desire and danger. The air between us felt heavy, laden with the unspoken sadness of growing apart for her. Ivy's voice, when she spoke again, enveloped the room like a soft whisper, warm and intimate. Ivy, you must comprehend that your heart harbors hidden corners awaiting exploration. Her words drifted in the dim light, a captivating song that drew me nearer to a secret I both dreaded and longed to discover. A storm of feelings engulfed me, where confusion and guilt intertwined with a forbidden spark of curiosity that ignited within. The weight of our secret lingered between us, charged with an electric tension, as an irresistible pull drew us nearer, tempting us to savor the sweetness of what we knew we shouldn't. My heart raced, each thought a desperate whisper, as I faced the heavy truth of what we were about to lose. Was this love, or merely a hidden spark, a connection that the world would never accept? The scent lingered, a reminder of what could never truly belong to her. It turned into our hidden truth, a fleeting instant where everything felt forbidden and the world around us faded away. I struggled to resist the pull to glance back, yearning to escape the intoxicating snare of this moment. Each time her hand slipped into mine, soft yet insistent, urging us down this unfamiliar path of intimacy. The air around us stilled, the silence heavy with unspoken longing. My breaths quickened, a rush of disbelief coursing through me, while hers flowed steadily, as if she had anticipated this moment. Crafting it with delicate precision, inhale deeply. Ivy, she urged, her voice carrying a mix of urgency and unspoken longing. Welcome to this hidden side of growing up. She was revealing a lesson like no other, filled with longing and restraint, untangling the complex threads of a connection that went beyond the simple ties of mother and daughter. The scent wrapped around me, mingling with my breath, becoming more than just hers. It was a shared essence, a silent promise of the fleeting moment we found ourselves in together. What started as disgust slowly transformed into a deep, undeniable intrigue for this hidden side of her ours. A tumultuous struggle stirred within me as the whisper of caution fought against the intoxicating pull of desire, urging me to venture into the unknown, to defy everything I thought I knew. The scent wrapped around me, a deep, emotional pull that stirred my heart, challenged my resolve, and ignited a fire I dared not acknowledge. The air crackled with unspoken words, a fragile moment suspended in time, waiting for my heart to decide what came next in this delicate dance of longing and uncertainty. In that fleeting instant, every breath was a reckless plunge into uncharted territory. The boundaries of childhood and adulthood blurred, leaving only fear and uncertainty that throbbed with an intoxicating truth. I was driven by a consuming, intoxicating desire to explore the uncharted and reveal the secrets that beckoned from the shadows with every heartbeat. This moment could change everything for us, forever. We stood at a crossroads, confronting the strain between us, and her scent became more than just a fragrance. It turned into a potent symbol of our deepening, tangled bond. I struggled to resist. My eyes turned away as a deep, instinctual warning surged inside me, telling me this was a dangerous road to tread. Yet Elena's voice pierced the silence, sharp and unwavering, pulling me in with an intensity I couldn't resist. Ivy, savor the fleeting magic of this moment in your life. Her words wrapped around me like a secret spell, banishing my hesitation. The scent was initially repulsive, but hidden within it was a mysterious allure that stirred something deep inside me, igniting a longing I couldn't quite understand. The walls closed in, the air thick with unvoiced feelings, tinged with her presence, weighed down by the weight of what we dared to desire. My heart raced, a whirlwind of feelings colliding within me, each one vying for dominance. A deep longing welled up inside me, compelling me to run, to break free from this moment, and to protect the innocence of what we once shared. Yet within me stirred a yearning, a forbidden thrill that whispered secrets at the edges of my heart. Every part of my being compelled me to retreat, to protect my heart from the irresistible attraction that loomed over me. I turned away, my heart racing with the weight of unspoken words. This was a bold confession of my defiance. Mom, please, this can't be real, I whispered, my heart racing with a mix of fear and longing that wrapped around us like a secret. The intoxicating scent of her enveloped me, a haunting reminder of the dangerous line we were on the verge of crossing. Yet Elena remained steadfast, her fingers following my every motion. A mix of command and an unexpected tenderness. You must comprehend, she uttered, her voice a blend of authority and a seductive whisper, as though she were divulging a secret that lingered just out of reach. There are hidden corners of your heart that yearn to be awakened, feelings that linger just outside your reach, longing for a chance to be felt. Her words wrapped around me, a spellbinding whisper that threatened to break down my walls and melt away my fears. The air was heavy with a captivating mix, her perfume intertwining with the echoes of their stolen moments, creating an intimate atmosphere that felt both sacred and forbidden, a secret longing to remain concealed. As she turned the handle, it felt like she was stepping into a world that pulsed with unspoken desires and the thrill of the unknown. My heart raced, caught between the urge to flee from the overwhelming closeness and an undeniable pull toward the secrets that lay just beyond my shock. I resisted again, my hands rising to gently push hers away, my voice trembling with a blend of fear and doubt. "This isn't what growing up feels like," I whispered, desperately trying to reclaim a piece of control, a glimmer of normalcy in the whirlwind of emotions. As I spoke those words, a wave of vulnerability washed over me, my longing battling fiercely with my deepest convictions. Elena stayed quiet, her fingers delicately urging my face nearer, the tenderness of her touch both alluring and irresistible. Adulthood is about discovering every facet of who you are. "Ivy," she whispered, her voice heavy with unspoken truths and long-buried yearnings that had been waiting in the dark for this moment to finally emerge. The scent morphed into something deeper, a story woven with longing, a vivid moment of us unfolding in the shadows. It was an intoxicating intimacy, a violation of everything I cherished. Yet an irresistible pull drew me nearer, a soft murmur urging, "What if?" My resolve started to waver, not from a wish to give in, but from the intoxicating realization that every moment of rebellion deepened the allure of the scent, the dangerously enticing essence of this connection. Every attempt to escape, to push away, was met with her steadfast gaze. Her insistent plea that I see, that I breathe, that I understand. The air was thick with unspoken words, our breaths mingling in the stillness. My heart pounded, a tumultuous surge of emotions erupting within me. While she maintained her composure, skillfully maneuvering through this tumultuous moment with a subtle hint of secrets lurking beneath the surface. Unspoken words filled the air, creating a magnetic pull that kept me ensnared, poised to plunge into the unknown. My heart raced in a whirlwind, where the strict rules of the world clashed fiercely with the tangled emotions of this unexpected connection. I was swept away in a storm of emotions, grappling with the blurred lines of what was right and wrong. As the intense, unguarded moments played out around me, the scent wrapped around me, a magnetic pull drawing me into a world I had always longed for but never had the courage to enter. I managed to whisper, my voice trembling with a mix of fear and an undeniable longing that twisted in my gut. The words slipped out like a trembling promise, a fragile attempt to hold on, but with every breath, I felt the walls crumbling, longing creeping in through the gaps. Ivy's hand held mine with a fierce tenderness, her fingers caressing my chin, grounding me in this charged moment, where every heartbeat whispered of the impossible. Occasionally, "Ivy, we have to dare to feel deeply," she whispered, her voice a gentle, yet irresistible invitation, urging me to awaken to something more. The scent wrapped around me, mingling with my breath, shifting from hers to something we shared, a fragile bond in this stolen moment. Even as I fought against its allure, my defenses began to weaken, the fragrance weaving through my thoughts, shifting from something to resist into an alluring puzzle, a secret begging to be explored. With each heartbeat, I found myself drawn deeper into this delicate, uncharted territory between us. Ivy's unwavering presence enveloped me, a gentle tide that slowly eroded my barriers. It wasn't through aggression, but rather a soft, relentless pull that laid bare my heart, leaving me raw and defenseless. Her touch ignited a fire within him, a sweet ache that pulled him closer to the edge of what they both knew was wrong, yet felt so right. A tempest swirled within me as the voice of caution clashed violently with the whispers of longing that beckoned me to explore further, to defy the very essence of what I had always known. The scent wrapped around me, a spellbinding embrace that danced through my senses, teasing the edges of what I thought I knew. With every breath, it wasn't rebellion that fueled me, but an overwhelming desire, a longing to uncover the secrets that lay just out of reach. In that fleeting moment, I understood that everything could change forever. The room felt like a void where the rules I once relied on no longer applied, and I didn't know who I was in that moment. Slowly, what once felt like repulsion morphed into a spark of curiosity, blossoming into a connection that was both intense and undeniable. The fragrance of her being, intoxicating and irresistible, pulled me closer, igniting a fire that felt both thrilling and wrong. It was an irresistible secret that drew me in, whispering promises of the unknown. I leaned in, unable to fight the pull, as my defenses crumbled into a soft surrender. "Please, not again," I whispered, my voice trembling in panic. Doubt shrouds the magnetic pull of the unattainable. The room enveloped us, a hush settling like a secret. Our breaths mingled, each one heavy with unspoken desires, as we leaned into this moment that felt both thrilling and dangerously close to the edge. The scent, once strange and disquieting, had become a connection, revealing parts of myself and our bond that I had always feared to explore. As I let go, my body softened, the weight of tension melting away, replaced by a rush of longing and the intoxicating thrill of what could be. The air was thick with her fragrance, shifting from an overwhelming presence to an alluring call, urging me to dive into the depths of this secret connection. I fought so hard, resisting this moment with everything I had. But now, something undeniable had shifted within me. What once made me recoil now confused me deeply. A wave of emotion I couldn't name swept through me. It was as if I had discovered a secret shade in a world I thought I knew completely. "Repeat that moment," I whispered, the words escaping before I could stop them. My voice quivering with a mix of shock at my boldness and a thrilling surge of longing, long overshadowed by the burdens of expectation. A hidden part of me awakened with a fierce longing that demanded attention. Elena responded with a swift and unguarded whisper. A smile danced on her lips, a secret joy that whispered of unspoken triumph, a fleeting moment of bliss that felt both exhilarating and wrong. She surrendered, her hand dancing through the air again, the scent enveloping us in a closeness that felt both cherished and dangerous. This time, I let myself feel it, my curiosity overpowering the first rush of unease that had gripped me. The scent lingered, wrapping around them like a whispered promise, a fleeting connection that danced on the edge of what should never be. It was a leap into the shadows, a heart-stirring exploration of feelings and connections that danced on the edge of what was deemed acceptable. As I breathed in, a wave of emotions crashed over me, confusion and guilt mingling with a thrilling rush that ignited my very core. A secret within me, long buried in darkness, awakened with a thrilling desire for this bold leap into the unknown. A thrilling, secret longing whispered in the darkness as my heart raced in the chaos, blurring the lines of right and wrong. As I closed my eyes, the intoxicating scent wrapped around me, pulling me from the harshness of reality into a realm where touch, fragrance, and emotion intertwined in a captivating embrace. It was like stepping into a dream, where reality blurred and what was once forbidden became achingly tempting, pulling at the heart with a sweet, dangerous thrill. Elena's voice whispered through the air, a soft temptation that stirred something forbidden within, igniting a longing for a connection that felt both thrilling and dangerous. "It's over, Ivy. Embrace it," she whispered, her words wrapping around me like a secret longing. This went beyond simple physical feelings. It was a dive into the heart of our unspoken desires, a search to reshape the fragile connection that pulled us together. A thrilling rush enveloped me as I surrendered to this longing, this acceptance of what should never be. In that moment, surrender felt like a secret strength, pulling me deeper into the forbidden depths of our bond. The moment hung in the air, still and heavy, a bittersweet reminder of a moment that would forever alter how I saw her. More, I found myself whispering, the word a delicate mix of longing, intrigue, an unspoken understanding that lingered in the air like a secret yearning to be uncovered. A whisper acknowledged my desire to delve deeply and uncover the secrets of this hidden, forbidden part of our lives. Elena's touch sent shivers down my spine, a thrilling mix of familiarity and danger. Her hand brushed against mine, pulling me into a world where every touch felt electric, and every glance held a secret. Each touch was a whisper, pulling me further into a world where desire danced on the edge of what was right and wrong. The room wrapped around us, a sacred space where our hidden connection flourished, letting us explore the depths of our longing, free from the weight of the world outside. The scent became a whisper of something deeper, something that stirred the heart and ignited a longing that felt both thrilling and wrong. It became a secret symbol, a vivid reminder of the bond we shared. As we stood on the brink of something thrilling and dangerous, just waiting to be discovered, it was a journey of change, a search for understanding, and a story of love wrapped in its most delicate and secretive form. As I breathed in, the fragrance wrapped around me, mingling with the pulse of our secret connection. In that fleeting moment, an undeniable spark ignited between us, a love tinged with secrecy and longing. The warmth of this acceptance wrapped around me, a secret understanding that stirred something deep inside. Igniting a path I never dared to tread, it was a spark born from unspoken desires and a yearning that pulled us closer, a secret that bound our destinies in ways we never dared to imagine. In that fleeting moment, everything changed. A deep connection sparked between us, igniting feelings that blurred the lines of friendship and love, forever altering the course of our intertwined lives. The night deepened, and with each breath and each heartbeat, I felt a forbidden longing entwine within me. The experience went beyond the surface. We delved deeply into our connection, demonstrating our willingness to understand each other and love in unconventional ways. The air was thick with her intoxicating scent, yet a serene calm wrapped around us, a silent acknowledgement that we had ventured into the forbidden territory of our bond. An ache nestled deep within me, a heavy responsibility that transcended simple affection. It was about nurturing this bond, this delicate understanding that had blossomed into something more profound, more complex than I ever imagined. As I lay there, the intoxicating scent still clinging to my lips. A wave of forbidden realization swept over me. The moment was just the start of something that felt both thrilling and wrong. Accepting what had happened and recognizing its weight for us was the vital first step in navigating this delicate new chapter. I would hold her close, protect her from the harshness outside, and give my all to her happiness, even if it meant carrying this secret. This profound connection locked away in my heart forever. Our story blossomed in secret, a delicate dance of longing and connection, pushing the boundaries of what we knew was right. In this realm, love was a whispered secret, a fleeting glance that ignited a fire too dangerous to touch. It was a feeling ignited by stolen glances, the thrill of a touch, and a silent promise to be there. Even when the world said no, Elena's reply came quickly. Her actions, a mesmerizing mix of strength and desire. We sank from the couch to the floor, the TV's glow dimming into nothingness, the outside world fading away, leaving just our secret haven. We existed in our own secret world. The intimacy enveloped us, drawing us deeper into a story we never intended to share. In the quiet embrace of our living room, a secret emerged, both thrilling and freeing. It lingered between them, a breathless secret poised to unravel their world. The moment we surrendered to our feelings, a door swung open, one we knew we could never close, nor did we want to. The air in the room was electric, charged with a tension that stirred both longing and fear. The TV, once just a part of the scenery, now bore witness to our secret. Tender moments, a silent observer of our delicate connection. Elena's touch ignited a spark that felt both exhilarating and wrong. It turned into a journey through the hidden depths of our bond. She moved closer, a magnetic mix of comfort and power that pulled him in. A shiver coursed through me, not from the cold, but from the thrilling promise of what was to come. Her hands, a delicate blend of tenderness and power, led me off the couch, the plush carpet embracing us like a secret refuge beneath our feet. The cold floor sent shivers through me, a stark reminder of the electric tension between us, her touch igniting a fire in every nerve of my being. With each careful step, she slipped further into the depths of their secret connection. "Let me go. Ivy, come away with me," she breathed, her words wrapping around us like a secret promise. My heart raced, a wild drumbeat echoing in my chest, ignited by the intensity of the moment and the whirlwind of feelings it stirred deep inside me. A spark of doubt flared inside me, compelling me to stop, to rebuild the delicate lines that shaped our bond. But another part of her, one that had long been starved for connection and warmth, yielded to the moment's electric pull. Her touch was a guiding light in this strange world, each caress a question unasked, and my every reply a secret shared in the shadows. The walls tightened around us, the outside world slipping away as we surrendered to the electric pull of our connection. Elena's hands moved with a forbidden elegance, each gesture sending a shiver of excitement through the air. As our bodies intertwined in a dance that sparked an undeniable connection, her closeness overwhelmed me, the space between us charged with emotions I couldn't process around me. Her familiar scent now charged with a thrilling closeness that set the air ablaze. With each touch, we crossed an emotional threshold in our already complicated relationship, immersing ourselves in a world that was simultaneously thrilling and profoundly unsettling. The moment was charged with a tender urgency, a secret longing laid bare in the quiet sanctuary of our living room. Elena's breath brushed against me, her whispers a mix of sweet encouragement and a tantalizing longing. "Feel this? Ivy, feel us," she whispered, and with every breath, I felt the barriers between us shatter, revealing a connection that was both intense and forbidden. Her presence stirred old emotions, confusing and unresolved, intertwining the love I'd always known with this unexplored path we were now treading. What we shared was more than just a touch. It was an unspoken connection that wrapped around our hearts, a moment that tested our trust and would impact us deeply. Her words reached me with unexpected intensity, warm and inviting, igniting a fire within me that forged an undeniable bond, challenging the limits of what we were told was right. In that brief instant, I looked at her. I really looked, seeing not just my mother, but a woman longing for closeness, desperate to fill the void that echoed in her heart. Her eyes shimmered with a mix of thrill and fear, a delicate balance of longing wrapped in the weight of our choices. In her gaze, I found the unfiltered essence of now, the intense depths of the path we were daring to tread side by side. Despite her messy and imperfect approach, I sensed a spark of innocence and a deep longing to connect and be desired in her intentions. She placed her hand on my shoulder, grounding me, setting off a sensation that sent chills down my spine. My body moved with hers, not just drawn by attraction, but by a deep, aching need for connection, a longing for love in any form it dared to take. In that instant, the air crackled with an intensity that left them both breathless, teetering on the edge of something they knew they shouldn't explore. In that fleeting moment, I felt her longing, the comfort she discovered in my presence. In that moment, everything shifted. Elena was no longer just my mother. She became a tapestry of emotions, revealing a vulnerability that drew me in, igniting a longing that felt both beautiful and wrong. As we moved closer, the air thickened with unspoken words. The outside world slipping away into nothingness. A deep bond engulfed us in that moment, a silent recognition that broke down the barriers of what was considered proper. The lines between mother and daughter blurred, consumed by the intensity of our connection. A rush of longing washed over her, an undeniable bond that felt both thrilling and wrong, pulling her into a world where every stolen glance and whispered secret ignited a fire deep within her soul. A deep yearning enveloped me, a magnetic urge to be her refuge in chaos, to give her a bond that defied the usual limits of intimacy. I whispered tender words, not just for her to hear, but to strengthen the delicate bond that linked our hearts, a bond that felt both beautiful and perilous. "It's all right, Elena, even when I don't understand, I feel pulled to stay close," I whispered, my voice a soft melody that wrapped around the silence of the room. A delicate reminder that this moment was born from longing, from a fierce need to be close, to stand by each other in the depths of darkness. The moment unfolded with a raw intensity, filled with a closeness that stirred a mix of surprise and beauty, leaving an echo in the air. In that fleeting moment, I felt her longing, the comfort she discovered in my presence. In that brief, electric moment, Elena became more than just my mother. She was a woman yearning for love. Her vulnerability laid bare, igniting a longing in me that felt both thrilling and wrong. As darkness fell and enveloped me, I couldn't shake the bittersweet thoughts of what this acceptance meant for us, a secret that felt both thrilling and wrong. This moment felt like a fleeting spark, a whisper of what could be, hinting at the days, weeks, and months ahead, each filled with longing and the thrill of the unknown. How would such an insight change the way we feel about each other in our everyday lives? How can I reconcile this belief with my sense of right and wrong? Amidst the storm of questions, a quiet longing took root, a secret that felt both exhilarating and dangerous. It was a tender choice, born from a love that flickered in the dark, casting away the fears that had once felt so heavy. Elena's touch sent shivers down my spine, a blend of warmth and thrill that felt both intoxicating and wrong. Her body was so close to mine, radiating warmth, her breath a tantalizing heat that sent shivers down my spine. The soft whispers of our breaths filled the shadowy room, a poignant reminder of the undeniable bond forming in the silence around us. The connection was more than just desire. It was an undeniable pull, a yearning for comfort, a fierce declaration of love laid bare in its purest form. The room was thick with unspoken words, our breaths weaving a delicate thread of intimacy, each inhale and exhale a reminder of the bond we dared to share. The silence wrapped around us, a heavy blanket that dulled the noise of the world, washing away the boundaries we were too bold to acknowledge. In this veil of night, our decisions were ours alone, a secret connection that would forever bind our destinies in ways we could never escape. A spark ignited within me, transcending the conventional boundaries of a mother-daughter relationship and delving into realms of darkness, instinct, and unfathomable reality. The connection went beyond just the surface. It explored the depths of our bond, a refuge discovered in the arms of someone who adored me, even as that affection transformed into something we knew we shouldn't pursue. The room, once a cherished hideaway, now felt exposed, the air heavy with a tension that sparked like an unspoken desire. A tempest of feelings crashed through my heart. My heart raced with fear, warmth creeping into my cheeks, guilt pressing down on me. Yet an exhilarating thrill surged through me, lighting a fire of excitement in this secret moment. Elena and I stood frozen, our bodies entwined, breaths caught in the electric stillness that enveloped us. The silence wrapped around us like a heavy shroud, broken only by our uneven breaths and the lingering shadow of Adrian's disbelief. His eyes widened, darting between us, yearning to grasp the tumultuous emotions swirling around us. His eyes revealed a tumultuous struggle, a war between the desperate need to flee and the seductive allure of the uncharted path ahead. His presence hung heavy in the air, a haunting reminder of the harsh reality outside a reality that would never understand or accept the connection that had ignited between Elena and me. Elena was the first to awaken, her body retreating from mine with a tantalizing, measured grace. Each step she took was careful, cloaked in a sense of urgency, as if she were protecting a secret that could shatter everything. She sat up, her warmth fading into a fierce determination, an unspoken tension hanging in the air between them. "Adrian," she whispered, her voice trembling, as she struggled to hold on to the fragile moment slipping away. Adrian's shock twisted into a deep, unsettling anger, a feeling that danced dangerously close to the edge of something he knew he shouldn't explore. "What are you doing right now?" he demanded, his voice rising, searching for answers to the unexpected scene that unfolded before him. A fierce surge of protectiveness enveloped me, driven not just by my feelings, but by the delicate and deepening bond blossoming between Elena and me. I sat up, the cold floor nipping at my skin. A stark reminder of how far we had strayed from the warmth of what we once knew. "Adrian," I whispered, my voice trembling under the weight of our secret, a truth that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Just as I was on the brink of revealing my heart, Elena took hold of the moment, pulling me into a whirlwind of unspoken desires. "This isn't what it looks like," she whispered, her voice quaking with unspoken fears. Yet the undeniable reality loomed between them, heavy and electric. We stepped into the shadows of desire. Adrian's laugh shattered the stillness, a haunting mix of surprise and longing that lingered in the air. Stepping into the shadows, the present is more than just a simple experiment. Mom, the story is a heart-wrenching betrayal that pierces the soul in so many ways. His words cut through the delicate bond we had just formed, pulling us back into the harsh light of what was deemed acceptable. The room felt like it was closing in. The walls suffocating us, weighed down by the gravity of our decisions and the intensity of his stare. Adrian stood before us, a haunting presence, his gaze heavy with unspoken truths and the weight of our hidden desires, igniting a spark of longing that felt both thrilling and forbidden. Yet, it was something deeper, a spark that ignited a longing they both knew they shouldn't feel. It was a moment that could change everything for us, a chance to redefine who we were. But it felt so risky, so charged with unspoken desires. We lingered at the edge of something beautiful, yet dangerous, caught between the thrill of connection and the weight of what was deemed acceptable. In the thick silence, our hearts raced, each breath a silent confession. The air crackled with the weight of what we dared not say, and I knew the time had come to face the undeniable truth between us. In this fleeting moment, we found ourselves at a delicate juncture, burdened by a secret that could either tear us apart or kindle an unexpected flame, something we never dared to imagine. The door creaked open, revealing a moment that felt both thrilling and dangerous, a choice that could intertwine our lives forever or leave us lost in the shadows of what could have been. My eyes found his, a rush of heat flooding my cheeks, while a forbidden thrill danced just out of reach, igniting a fire I knew I shouldn't feel. In that brief moment, a heartbeat caught in the stillness. The air crackled with the thrill of change, a secret hope that perhaps, just perhaps, everything could return to the way it once was. Instead, I found myself whispering, "Come to us, Adrian." It whispered like a secret, pulling him closer and all of us into the shadows of the unknown. A thrilling temptation to explore the hidden depths of this fragile connection. Unspoken words filled the air, a charged silence looming between them, burdened by the weight of unrealized possibilities. His presence turned our secret haven into a place of tension, or perhaps something deeper and more tangled. His eyes brimmed with a mix of disbelief, fury, and a yearning that simultaneously felt thrilling and wrong. My heart raced wildly, not just from the shock of being caught, but from the realization of the dangerous journey ahead, the daring confession I was about to unveil. The words spilled from my lips, a frantic whisper that felt both exhilarating and dangerous, their weight laden with unspoken desires. Unspoken words crackled in the air, a daring invitation hanging between them. My heart raced as I watched the waves of emotion ripple through the air, unsure if they would dissipate or grow into something uncontainable. My voice trembled, a soft murmur laced with the weight of our hidden truth, poised to spill over and ensnare another in its delicate web. Adrian's reaction lingered, a heavy silence wrapping around him as he stood still, his gaze flickering between Elena and me. He grappled with the chaos of what he had witnessed, ensnared by an inconceivable choice that tugged at his emotions. His initial shock deepened, a tumult of confusion entwined with an undeniable spark of intrigue. His gaze flickered to mine, searching for any sign that this moment was just a brief surrender to temptation. What lay before him was more than my determination. It was a forbidden invitation, a whisper of a world filled with wonder, a promise that could alter everything, forever lingering in his heart if he chose to take the risk. I watched him swallow, his Adam's apple moving in the dim light, a visible sign of the storm raging inside him. His hands clenched tightly, then slowly unfurled, a quiet battle waging within him. Was he really considering it? Was he wrestling with the heavy burden of guilt, torn between the allure of what should never be? Elena's voice pierced the silence, a soft yet irresistible whisper that drew him in, igniting a spark of longing that felt both thrilling and wrong. "It's just you and me now, Adrian." With every stolen glance, the thrill of the unknown beckons, igniting a fire that feels both exhilarating and wrong. Her words wrapped around him like a whispered secret, soothing the turmoil within, pulling him closer into the delicate web of their bond. Her hand reached out, not seeking touch, but offering a choice, a quiet promise that the present was his moment, a chance to either embrace the light or slip back into the darkness. Adrian's eyes darted between our hands, a silent plea for reassurance, a fragile hope that this turmoil was more than just a dream, born from our tangled hearts. I nodded, a whirlwind of feelings swirling inside me, but my resolve held firm. "It's all right," I murmured, my voice quivering with a mix of hope and longing. Together, we braved the tempest that looms before us. The invitation throbbed with meaning, a silent promise of what we shared. Our family stands at the edge of change, burdened by the hidden truth that threatens to unravel everything. It was a secret voyage into the depths of our souls, where trust and longing mingled, creating a connection that the world would never accept. In the quiet corners of our hearts, we embraced a love that felt both exhilarating and wrong, a connection that defied the rules and ignited our souls. The room was thick with unspoken words and a charged atmosphere that hinted at the thrill of what could be the sweet danger of uncharted feelings ready to ignite. A rush of excitement filled me, sparking a tantalizing hope that the relationship could blossom into something deeper than just a hidden connection between us. It could blossom into something deeply intimate between the three of us. "Please, join us," I whispered again, my voice trembling with urgency, my eyes searching his for a spark of understanding. The awakening was more profound than a mere spark. It was a whisper of something deeper, a call to explore the uncharted, and a connection that dared to challenge every rule. Adrian's nod was a whisper, almost lost in the air, but it carried a world of meaning. There was a whispered agreement to embark on this unknown path together, our hearts racing with the thrill of what lies ahead. His fingers tightened around Elena's, and a storm of feelings surged within me. A rush of relief mingled with excitement, yet a heavy burden of responsibility pressed down on me, igniting a fire of longing I dared not acknowledge. We hovered at the edge of an emotional confrontation we'd long avoided, hearts racing as we prepared to dive into a world that was ours alone, knowing there was no turning back. Accepting the invitation led to a sudden shift in everything. Our family transformed into a complex web of emotions, a complex web of connections that would permanently transform the foundation of our relationship. We stood there, the three of us, on the brink of something intoxicating, our hearts racing as we teetered on the edge of a love that felt both thrilling and dangerously close to what was deemed acceptable. Adrian stood frozen, his heart racing with a blend of fear and longing, caught in a delicate balance between pulling away and the magnetic pull of the unknown. Elena, sensing the charged atmosphere, moved closer, her voice a soft murmur that enveloped him like a delicate caress. Elena stood like a beacon in the storm, her presence a mix of warmth and undeniable strength, drawing him closer despite the chaos around them. She moved silently through the room, each step a silent promise, drawing him closer to the edge of something they both knew they shouldn't touch. "Adrian," she breathed, her voice a tender caress that enveloped him in warmth. "This is a search for understanding, even when it feels emotionally overwhelming." Her words struck him like lightning, not just an invitation, but a bold challenge that rattled everything he believed about family, love, and the boundaries he thought were unbreakable. His eyes held a spark, a silent battle between desire and the heavy chains of expectation that screamed for restraint. I felt a surge of protectiveness, not only for the hidden bond between Elena and me, but also for this fragile moment on the brink of possibility. The weight of this secret and the possibility of transformation, a path we had never dared to tread before, delicately hovered over our family. I leaned in closer, my words dancing with Elena's in a delicate game of temptation. "We're not asking you to change who you are, Adrian. We beckon you to explore the tender potential of our union, a journey that whispers of what we could be together." The air in the room was thick with unspoken words, a magnetic pull that drew us closer, each breath a silent battle against the longing that hung between us. Adrian stood there, hands at his sides, fists loosening as the walls around his heart began to crack, revealing the vulnerability he fought so hard to hide. His breath came in deep, steady waves, each one a silent promise of what could never be. Every breath felt like a fragile thread, pulling him back to the moment, urging him to find clarity amid the tempest of emotions as he stood on the brink of a choice that could change everything. As I locked eyes with him, a rush of warmth enveloped me, his gaze a quiet, desperate call for comfort. It was a moment that shattered boundaries. It was a whisper, a call to explore a hidden realm of longing and desire. I gave him a shy smile, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement at the daring journey we were about to undertake. Elena reached out once more, her hand hovering just above his, a delicate gesture that hung in the air, an unvoiced invitation thrumming with longing. "It's just us, Adrian. This secret binds us in a way that feels both thrilling and dangerous. Just the two of us. In this fleeting moment," she whispered, her voice thick with unspoken truths, wrapped in the closeness of what we dared to share. Adrian's gaze lingered on her hand, the unspoken significance hovering like a delicate thread in the space separating them. His heart raced as he held the choice, a moment so fragile it felt like it could shatter their world. He lingered at the edge, the weight of his decision thrumming in the air, electric and undeniable. He could step into this thrilling new world with us, or he could pull away, holding tightly to the shadows of his past. His breath hitched, a silent testament to the turmoil raging inside him. Caught between desire and the weight of unspoken boundaries, he looked at me again, his expression a mix of longing and uncertainty, a silent plea hanging in the air between us. I nodded, my heart racing with unspoken desire. A quiet plea to share this forbidden path together. Curiosity is a whisper of the heart, I told them softly. My voice, a tender murmur, reached out to bridge the distance between us and the heaviness of this decision. The air crackled with unspoken words, the walls holding their breath, waiting for Adrian to take that daring step forward. Time hung heavy, each heartbeat stretching into eternity, giving him a fleeting chance to face this heart-wrenching decision. In a heartbeat that seemed to stretch endlessly, Adrian's hand moved just enough for his fingers to brush against Elena's. A brief touch that spoke volumes of hidden feelings. It was more than just acceptance. It was a reckless leap into the unknown, where every heartbeat echoed the thrill of danger. His touch hesitated, a whisper of doubt wrapped in a tender caress. But soon it became something undeniable, a silent promise to explore the depths of their connection together. Elena's smile glowed with a secret joy, not in opposition to Adrian, but in quiet solidarity, a bond that felt both exhilarating and dangerous. It was a smile that beckoned with a warmth that lingered, unvoiced yet deeply stirring. With a gentle pull, she brought him closer, not just in body, but into the heart of a connection that felt both thrilling and dangerously real. A tempest of feelings swirled inside me. A wave of relief surged through me, igniting a thrilling rush that felt both exhilarating and wrong. In that moment, wonder wrapped around my heart, and I realized how profoundly this event would change everything for us. Adrian's approach was not just a step closer. It was a daring plunge into the depths of our hearts, a thrilling expansion of our world that felt both exhilarating and dangerously close to the edge. Adrian's voice lingered in the air, soft and intimate, as if it held a forbidden secret yearning to be revealed. His voice quivered as he spoke, each word lingering in the air like a delicate secret, poised on the verge of breaking. I can't, he whispered, confusion lacing his words as they slipped away into the quiet around them. His heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of longing and doubt. Every moment hung heavy with unspoken words, yet his every move spoke volumes, drowning out the fears that held him captive. His body language shifted from a guarded retreat to a hesitant, yet eager discovery. In that charged silence, Elena's voice broke through, trembling with unspoken longing and understanding. Currently, Adrian, you don't have to hold on to every little thing. What truly matters is that we are drawn together, ready to explore the depths of our hearts and the thrill of the unknown. The room throbbed with an electric tension, where longing mingled with the warmth of familiar ties, creating a moment that felt both cherished and perilous. We had crossed the boundaries of family, stepping into a world cloaked in secrecy, bound by our audacious choice, our concealed reality. With a heart full of longing, Adrian moved ahead, each step heavy with unspoken desire. The room, once filled with tension and unspoken words, now pulsed with a quiet intensity, where the weight of the world slipped away, leaving only the thrill of what could be. We found ourselves in a place we never expected, where our hearts raced against the weight of obligation. Each moment, a delicate dance between desire and the unyielding pull of what was deemed acceptable. His choice lingered between us, a heavy weight that shifted the air, igniting a spark of something we both knew we shouldn't feel. Elena's hand, tightly holding his, felt like a lifeline, drawing us closer to the thrilling yet dangerous path we were about to tread together. A surge of feelings washed over me, a thrilling blend of exhilaration and dread, as an undeniable bond wrapped around us, and an electric connection throbbed in the atmosphere. Here we stood, on the edge of a world that would never understand us, ready to embrace a bond that felt both thrilling and wrong, yet one we were fiercely committed to holding close. Adrian's presence wrapped around them like a secret, igniting a spark that made the air thick with unspoken desires, alive and ever-changing. Elena's eyes met mine, a silent understanding of the moment we were caught in, a thrilling secret that beckoned us closer. She turned to Adrian, her eyes tender, brimming with a silent connection that felt both thrilling and dangerous. With a whisper that trembled on the edge of desire, she drew him closer, pulling him into our secret world. The floor became a secret space, painted with the delicate strokes of a connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. Adrian's heart raced with a mix of longing and fear, each step a silent rebellion against the rules that had bound him for so long. The thrill of the unknown pulled at him, igniting a fire he never dared to acknowledge. As he drew near, the space between us faded, and the air crackled with an intoxicating mix of fear and desire, urging us to venture into the unknown. The room was silent, our breaths mingling, a heartbeat echoing the depth of what we felt, a connection both thrilling and dangerous. The air was heavy with a heady mix of longing, a secret connection that once belonged solely to Elena and me. Now pulling Adrian into our dangerously close world, the air was thick with unvoiced vows, a quiet partner to our concealed bond. Our mutual secret. Elena guided Adrian, her fingers dancing through the air, creating an intimate bond that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Just one, her hands moved with a quiet intensity, weaving warmth and a hint of command, leading us into the thrilling unknown of this delicate connection. Feel this, she urged, her voice a soft, trembling whisper that lingered in the air, charged with unspoken longing. Let our truths come out, even if it hurts. Let our truths come out, even if it hurts. I watched as Adrian's nervousness melted away, replaced by a spark of curiosity. His eyes found mine, seeking understanding, or perhaps a whisper of forgiveness for stepping into this forbidden territory. I nodded, a storm of longing and intrigue igniting inside me. It's all right, I murmured, my voice a fragile bridge connecting his doubt to the tender embrace of understanding. Together, we moved forward, each step a delicate dance of longing, revealing the fragile bond that thrived in this secret world. Elena's concern pierced the air, making it harder to breathe, drawing us closer into the depths of this intoxicating journey. Each movement held a purpose, every touch igniting a spark in the secret world of intimacy. A rush of warmth filled her heart as she stepped into a role steeped in history, a connection that whispered of love and longing, wrapped in the shadows of what should not be. The silence wrapped around us, thick with the weight of our hidden truth. An unspoken connection that throbbed in the air between us. Adrian's voice broke the silence, a mix of wonder and hesitation woven through his words. We need to talk about this, he said, his voice trembling with unspoken feelings, the air thick with the tension of their secret moment. The room throbbed with an unspoken tension, the once charged closeness fading into a weighty silence that lingered like a forbidden secret. The TV, once a mere backdrop to our moments, now casts a shadow over us, its flickering images whispering secrets of a world we dared not enter. We stood, the coldness of the floor, a piercing reminder of the world that lay beyond our fleeting moment together. Elena was the first to respond, her voice a soft whisper, laced with an intensity that hinted at unspoken desires, as if she had always known this moment would come. Indeed, we do, she whispered, her eyes flickering between Adrian and me, desperately seeking the words that would bridge the chasm between our hearts and the truth we dared not speak. The weight of our hidden love clung to my heart, an unspoken bond that wrapped us in darkness, a truth we could never reveal or risk uttering into the light. It was ours, a bond that pulled us into this thrilling secret. This deep connection, a delicate mix of allure and danger, carried the burden of its secrets. Adrian's gaze captured mine, a tempest swirling within, seeking something, perhaps a flicker of comfort or the key to the tumult of feelings that consumed him. As our fingers brushed together, a spark ignited between us, a secret connection that felt both thrilling and dangerous, binding us in a moment that was ours alone. I understand, I breathed, my words trembling in the air. The air was thick with unspoken feelings, and as we moved closer, a fragile circle formed around us, each heartbeat echoing the intensity of what lay between us. The moment had ended, but the heart's journey was just beginning. Their closeness had dimmed, replaced by a heavy silence that wrapped around them, a bittersweet mix of solace and constraint that hung in the atmosphere. We stood so close, our breaths mingling, a delicate reminder of the bond we had just created. Yet, beneath the surface, a tide of guilt surged, intertwined with confusion, as the weight of what the event meant for us began to settle in our hearts. Elena took a deep breath, her presence commanding even in this stolen moment of reflection. What we've done, she started, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and longing. We must dare to explore this hidden truth within our hearts. Adrian nodded, his eyes shimmering with a mix of disbelief and longing, caught in the gravity of what was unfolding between them. I felt it too, she whispered, her heart racing as their eyes locked, a secret shared in the silence. But at what cost must we love? The question hung between us, sharp and haunting, unraveling the delicate threads of what we shared. The weight of our bond enveloped me, entwined in the shadows of what we had done. Maybe the cost we bear is the profound connection we forged, I suggested, my voice trembling like a delicate thread trying to close the gap to find clarity in the turmoil we had spun together. Elena's fingers intertwined with mine, a delicate touch that carried the heavy burden of our secret world. I can't bear the thought of losing what we have, Adrian whispered, his voice quivering, revealing the delicate vulnerability of his heart. I nodded, my heart racing with a whirlwind of forbidden feelings. We have to face face the future together, even if it feels wrong, and discover what fate awaits us. We mustn't let this situation tear us apart, I whispered, my voice trembling with the weight of our unspoken bond. The silence wrapped around us again, thick with the weight of our shared secret. A surge of fierce protectiveness enveloped me, not just for them, but for the delicate connection we held. A bond that had deepened into something beautifully complicated. I realized we had to navigate this terrain to protect our bond, our love as a family, from being swallowed by the shadows of our intimacy. As the night deepened, the room closed in around us, wrapping us in a cocoon where we had to confront the heavy truth of our choices. We sat in silence, the tension between us hard to ignore, but undefined. We had just sparked a silent promise of the love that dared to intertwine our fates. Elena broke the silence again, her heart racing with unspoken desires. She stated, her voice steady, yet tinged with a haunting sadness, a yearning for the uncomplicated moments that had eluded us. This has to be more than just longing. It needs to reach into the heart of what we share. A delicate dance that reveals the layers of our connection, nurturing and binding us in ways we never dared to imagine. Adrian revealed his deepest fears and most passionate dreams. We leaned closer, hanging on every word, feeling the weight of his yearning for connection, for the sweet ache of being truly understood. We promised to dive deeper into these conversations, to nurture our bond through whispered secrets and stolen glances that linger just a moment too long. The conversation turned around, exploring the delicate boundaries of intimacy and the sacredness of what lies between them. We'll respect each other's boundaries, Elena declared, her voice trembling with a mix of determination and longing. As I looked at them, a deep longing stirred within me, a silent promise born from the intensity of our shared moments, a reminder of how far we had come together, yet how close we dared not get. We found ourselves entwined in a love that felt both exhilarating and wrong, where every stolen glance ignited a fire within us. In the shadows, we learned that understanding could heal wounds we never knew we had. And even in our darkest moments, a flicker of hope pulled us closer, leading us to a fragile yet undeniable connection, a powerful connection wrapped around me as I stepped into this world. A love that had morphed into something complex, tangled with whispers of longing and unspoken desires. An emotional storm swirled inside me, and I struggled to make sense of it. This went beyond just the physical. It was a deep connection, a secret we cherished, as we risked everything to protect each other's happiness and peace. It was a secret exploration, a thrilling plunge into the depths of hidden yearnings, breaking away from the expectations tied to our roles in the family. The air was thick with the intoxicating scent of our connection, a bittersweet reminder of the stolen moment. Yet, in the midst of the chaos, a deep calm enveloped us, an unvoiced agreement that we had ventured into the forbidden territory of our connection. A heavy burden pressed down on me, a responsibility that went beyond simple affection. I found myself irresistibly drawn to nurture this bond, to explore the depths of a connection that had blossomed into something more profound and complex than I ever dared to dream. As I lay there, the night giving way to dawn, an intoxicating realization enveloped me. The present moment was not the end. It was a heart-pounding start to something we both knew we shouldn't pursue. Accepting what had happened between us, feeling the weight of its meaning, was the pivotal moment that set us on this secretive path together. I would hold them close, protect them from the world, and devote my heart to their happiness, even if it meant carrying this secret, this profound love, deep within me forever. It was a story spun from the fabric of our hearts, a bittersweet journey into the shadows of connection, where love blossomed in secret glances, gentle touches, and a promise that felt both exhilarating and forbidden, binding us together against the world.